Yo, what's good guys, I'm Fire here back with a video, and today we're going to be hopping into another Madden 22 defensive scheme. Today we're going to be updating one of our Blitz schemes and just showing the best updated version to run it, as well as some new adjustments that I like to use in it. We're going to be in the DB Fire 2 play out of the Big Dime 236 Will formation. This is, of course, in your Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive playbook. And of course, what you can do is get your safeties at linebacker if you choose to. Otherwise, you can use really nice guys like Micah Parsons at that position that can pretty much do everything that a safety can. Now, as far as your coaching adjustments, you're going to have auto flip on. I like to have auto flip on. You don't really need it as much in dime because it's a symmetrical formation, so you could honestly leave it off. I might as well for the video. You're going to have your auto alignment set to base, and then you can do whatever else you want. As far as your zone drops, personally, we're going to start out actually pretty small on these. We're just going to start out with either 10 or 5 yards. Well, let's go 10. You can go down if needed, but that's what I like to do. And again, DB Fire 2 is your play. We're going to be going up against Gun Bunch on offense just to give it a realistic look because everybody runs bunch, so you want to see whenever you're trying out a defense, that should be the first formation that you try it out against. For obvious reasons, bunch is the best. Alright, anyways, once you're out on the field, you're just going to go ahead press because we are already base aligned. So that's one adjustment that you can save. And again, really the biggest thing with coaching adjustments is being able to save yourself some time. And that's a really easy way to do that. So you just go ahead and press. Now, typically we have simple cover 2 shell. We're going to be making some key adjustments with a couple of factors of players, and you are not limited to certain guys, but main guys that you're going to adjust with are going to be your linebacking group, which is going to be your user right here, as well as like a Parsons over there, and then you have your outside corners that I like to adjust. Now you can do a couple of different things, and I'll show a variety of adjustments. But starting out, we're going to go with like an aggressive style defense. The first thing we're going to do is just straight up man up Devontae Smith over here. You can leave him in the soft squat. He's going to play about 2 yards, but we want to man him up. And then, of course, your coverage assignment with your user, and again, I recommend using this guy on the left, is going to be to kind of play this flat. You can do a couple of different things. You can man up yourself on the running back because that's generally going to be the guy you defend. If the running back is out on the route, you're going to likely be defending him because he's going to be either on a wheel route or an out route to the left. There are certain situations where he could go to the right side where you don't really have to worry about him, but we're just going to run the play stock like this, leave Micah in his vert hook for now, and with your user, where you want to stand is right over the nose tackle, who is Odigizua right now, and I like to stand a little bit to your side, which is going to be the left. The ball snapped, you hover there for a little bit, and then you get that quick pressure. In this case, actually, we do get it from both sides, although our corner does get bumped, and that is something that will happen when you're running edge pressure. So on this right side, we get it executed perfectly with Anthony Brown, super fast corner off the edge. On the left side, we kind of get an odd animation, and this is going to be the contain animation. You notice that we were not contained. He just simply got that little power rush with outside leverage, which kind of forced him to almost act like a contain. He ends up blocking him, but you notice you rush 5, there's only 5 men blocking, and you get 2 people free. That's a pretty good ratio. And as far as everything else, again, you're sitting at 10-yard zone drop, so the flat is kind of open here, but you don't want to necessarily play too aggressive, especially earlier in the game. And take a look at your everything else. The corner out, it's actually defended by your deep half. Of course, if you just had a 10-yard flat out here, the curl probably gets open, but he's manned up. And then again, with your user, we're kind of sitting on this little ghost route. So really everything is defended. Going back to your adjustments, you're just going to press. Again, all we did was man up X on X, put our user in a little curl flat here, and then just kind of stand here. You don't have to hover for too long. You can literally snap the ball, move right away. And this time we get what is our disengage, which I was hoping we would get at some point. We do get the disengage. And what this disengage is a lot of times when you kind of hover like this, your D tackle will instantly shed off. So you can definitely get someone quick there. I know a lot of guys like to use fast defensive ends. Aiden Hutchinson is a very popular guy at that defensive tackle position that I've seen. Now, when you do get the disengage, it's likely that this right cornerback will not get there. Although you do see he kind of gets a weird disengage animation where Lane Johnson stands there but isn't blocking, but is somehow kind of blocking because he's preventing you from running straight. Then on the left side, we get what is our normal animation with Randy Gregory on Jordan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, on the left tackle position. And we get that clear cut. I think that's Jordan Lewis off the left edge. It is. So again, even though this time we get the D tackle and 1 corner, we still get the same result in rushing 5 against 5 blockers and still getting 3 people free. So same result there. Let's show it one more time with this adjustments. And again, I don't know, let's go to like a verticals play. If they're running something like this, you still should have relatively good coverage. Again, kind of hover here, snap the ball. We're going to lurk immediately, and this time you see again, Lane Johnson gets that super weird animation. And this is a very glitchy blitz, so you will see weird things happen like this, but the more weird things that you force, disengages, little push-offs like this, look at Lane Johnson, just weird stuff like this, you'll take it. The more, the better. In these weird blitzes, you notice that, again, certain things do get open. So you do have to be careful, and this is where we'll go into some other adjustments potentially. Now, honestly, if you wanted to, what you could go ahead and do is certain things. You could create a little cover 3 cloud action if you were to do that. You could run something like this. You could also do things like just leave the cloud flat out there. If you were to leave the flat on the left side, what you could do is now put the curl flat in maybe a deeper zone, and then if you were to man up the tight end for a play like verticals, and he ended up being on a little flat route like this, it would be perfectly fine because, and let's actually set up that after this play, but it would be fine because he's manned up, so you have someone on him anyway. Let's set up something like this, and again, your pressure is not going to be good if you do choose to do this, so this is a complete coverage adjustment, and you're rushing 4, so don't expect pressure, but we'll show it, and you still can get pressure rushing 4. So, of course, when you're rushing 5 and you're usually getting 2 people free, when you rush 1 less, you should still be able to get 1 man free on that pressure. Now, if they were to block their halfback, 6 against 4, he's going to block it pretty easily, but let's actually go to the zone jobs to kind of explain what I was talking about a little bit better. And basically, all we're doing, and I know you guys can't really see too well, but we're setting our curl flats up to 25. If that was the case, I'd probably even move the flats down to 5. Again, same play, DB fire 2. And again, what we're doing here is just pressing. We're putting A in the curl flat, we're putting B in the outside third, and then we're putting R1 in the inside third. And then with A, I would recommend manning him up on the tight end, because for plays like verticals, the vert hook will kind of defend that, but if it is in a flat route, then he's not going to defend it, and it's going to be wide open. So that's why we do it. Kind of who we're going to defend over here is going to be RB. We can either defend RB and Y in this situation. You do want to get that pressure. And of course, if the running back's blocking, then you have a pretty simple thing. For this play, I generally would leave the flat out on the left. If you want to play even more aggressive, you can, of course, man up Devontae Smith over there. Generally, I would leave him. But again, it's up to you. So we're going to once again stand here, kind of hold him right there, and you see again very, very quick, very, very effective pressure off that left edge. So you can run this blitz while only rushing, 4 people. Now, if I'm rushing 4, I generally like to blitz that guy off the left edge. If you were to do something like this, I don't know, maybe you man up the running back, maybe you just do a combination of like manning up the running back and manning up the solo side receivers, sorry, a little bit slow. But if you were to do a combination of that, and then maybe you just leave the right as cover 2, you kind of snap the ball, you notice that the blitz can still get free. It, of course, can work, but generally it's just a little bit cleaner. You see, it seems like my left cornerback is getting through more often than not, almost every single time. The one exception was when Randy Gregory took that outside leverage rush and kind of play to contain. But you see, you can get the 4-man rush to work from both sides. It will not work with 3, but it will work with 4, which is, I mean, who's going to complain about it working with 4 people? And the fact that you can blitz off either edge, he's always guessing. This is also very good at limiting the quarterback from scrambling. You have to have some really good pocket presence and be able to step up in the pocket if you do want to run with your quarterback against this kind of a style defense. The run defense is not going to be the best out of this, admittedly, but and again, you see this is a situation where, look at Lane Johnson, he's not blocking him, but he is kind of holding him off. So again, your more consistent pressure is going to be from that left side. So I would generally, if I'm sending that 4-man blitz, try to stick with that. But you can get very creative with your adjustments if need be. Again, you can go with like a double situation where you double Mabel, 2 curl flats. You can kind of fake the pressure, and what faking pressure does is you can get your opponent to either block 6, sometimes even 7 if your pressure is still getting free, and that is pretty much going to frustrate him. Then you end up bluffing him. You have 7 and 8 in coverage, and he only has 3 routes, easy to defend. But that's gonna do the video. If you guys enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.